911 car, police, fire, and ambulance.
My name is Detective Shauna Leach. I work for York Regional Police in the Special Victims Unit Cold Case section. On May 8th, 2008, just after midnight, a 20-year-old victim left the subway station at Finch Avenue. She walked northbound on Yonge Street to Steeles, and then she came down Royal Palm Drive, where we are now. At some point, she noticed that there was a male walking behind her, and she didn't really think much of it because it was garbage day, there was dog walkers around. As she proceeded down Royal Palm Drive, she noticed that he was getting closer, and she thought that was weird, and she thought she would slow down and allow him to pass. At that point, he did go down Sylvester Court here, and she continued on her way. So as the victim's walking down the street, she realizes that the male that had been following her doubled back. At this point, she became very scared, and she went with her gut and cut through this path here towards a Tim Hortons. The male still followed her halfway through the parking lot. She goes into the Tim Hortons to be around people because she's really feeling scared at this point. She stays in the Tim Hortons for a few minutes, orders a muffin, and then she doesn't see him around, so she exits the Tim Hortons and goes back towards the path that she came from. So the victim leaves Tim Hortons and she travels on foot towards her residence on Pinewood Drive. She doesn't see the male at all until she gets right here to her driveway. And at this point, she realizes he's there, and she asks him, do you live around here? And he says he's distracted, he's looking around, and he says, yeah. At this point, she tries to get into her residence. He blitz attacks her, grabs her, drags her right down to the end of the dead end here, very violently takes control of her, is punching her in the face. He's telling her he has a knife, that he's going to kill her. She becomes very scared and starts to comply. He sexually assaults her, and afterwards his demeanor has changed from very violent, controlling to I'm really sorry. He actually helps her get up off the ground. He says to her, I am so sorry. I think I must be crazy. Then he kneels down in front of her and he says, I'm so sorry. This type of behavior I find is not common in the sexual assaults that I've investigated. My hope is that with revealing this new information about his post-incident behaviors, that other victims may come forward with an idea of who this person may be based on similar behaviors exhibited in other events. So the female described him as a Korean, approximately in his 20s. He was wearing a baseball cap and a puffy vest. DNA was collected at the time, and that DNA has been compared to many persons of interest. However, to this date, no person has been found to have committed this crime. So York Regional Police Special Victims and the Cold Case Unit specifically continue to look at these cases and to investigate these cases because this never ends for a victim. They may think about this, feel this for years to come, if not for the rest of their lives. It's important to me, it's important to everyone in my unit to bring closure to that victim and to bring justice. I hope that this offender, and I hope that every other offender of the cases we're looking at, lives every day looking over their shoulder, wondering when we're going to come for them. Because we are.